Yo, what's good, y'all? You man Kelly V in the place to be, 104.5 to be. Another rendition of dope conversations with dope people. The man right there, Lil Duval himself in the building. What's good, baby? What's good?
Over here vibing decent. What's happening?
Listen, it's good to meet you, man. Good to see you. Like I said, like before we start, I got to give you your flowers, man. Just a longevity being in the game since like the early 2000s. It's 2021 now. Like the hairline's looking good. You
Oh,
shining the neck,
and
man.
real. This real headline. This ain't no bullshit. No paint.
Listen, you doing it, man. So it's my job every time we start these to give y'all flowers because you deserve that. You work your ass off. You feel me?
Thank you.
And you one of the rare ones that can really balance the comedy with the music. You just said just now that you in a studio in Atlanta right now working on some new vibes. So we'll get to that a little bit later. You know what I mean? But since you do balance those two so well, I wanted to know like what your creative routine is. Like you balance the comedy with the music. Like what do those two combine?
Honestly, I think it's just repetition and programming from what I've always been doing over time because I've been doing the same thing since I started doing comedy. My comedy has always been infused with music. So it's just the only thing I can say is repetition and programming of my own self. I program myself to be like this.
I got you. And we know as creatives, you get different motivations from different places, right? So do you get a certain one and it hits you like, nah, I feel like this would be more on the music tip, or do you see something in life you're like, nah, I feel like that'll be more better for the comedy side?
Yeah, that's kind of what I do in all my art. It's not just comedy, music, social media, movies, TV, whichever way I feel the best way to express what I'm trying to get off. I use that. Like sometimes it might be a song, sometimes it might be a joke, sometimes it might just be a tweet, sometimes it might be a skit, a post. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might do it in a movie or in a TV show. So it's any type of way. That's what art is. If I knew how to draw, I'd do it in drawing, but I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Right. He said, not yet. He said, we're not there yet.
My daughter
And
got it. I ain't got it yet. My daughter got it. It passed. It skipped me and went to my daughter when it comes.
see, but I see that as you were the vessel for her to get that. You feel me?
Exactly.
Take your wins with your losses.
Yeah. Nah, it ain't no loss. She got it. Shit.
No, that's a fact. That's a big fact. So yeah, so you go from that, right? And what's dope about you is that you really started everything on the more like musical side, like having fun with the music as opposed to the comedy, and you just found your way into actually being a comedian, you know what I mean? And then fast forward all these years later, Smile Blows Up was the biggest record like ever. How did it feel when that record first popped off? Were you like, yo, is this really happening right now? Or did you know like, nah, this is the one?
Felt full circle. It felt like this was God giving me my flowers. That's all.
Right.
The only way I can explain. It felt like it wasn't the world because the world. I mean, he gave my flower with the world, but it was more so like, all right, I'm gonna acknowledge it this time. Like other things, I did a lot of things in the game that people didn't acknowledge, but this one you couldn't help but acknowledge. So this was his gift to me. That's how I feel.
And then you bounced off the success of that, still out here doing what you got to do. And it's interesting being in comedy or even being a creative right now, right? Because I feel like, and you've said this before, just the environment that we're in energetically in this culture, it's very easy to like tuck your art in. I've seen Jamie Foxx say that. I've seen Dave Chappelle say that. It's very difficult to just be your true self and to have fun out here because people be catching their feelings. Like, how do you balance that level?
You in a sense because if you're trying to get your point across or something, like I don't worry about if people get offended by a joke, but if it's something I'm trying to get a message across, I try to figure out a way to get it to where they can digest it. Because
Right.
they can't digest it, then it serves no purpose, even if you're trying to come it from the right place. So I try to be mindful of that, but at the same time, when it comes to my comedy, either you get it or you don't, because at the end of the day, there's no way not to offend somebody. Somebody gonna get offended, you know.
Right. And I seen you tweet, and you be on fire on Twitter, man. Out of everything, people be, yo, you be getting people tight.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, how you get tight? At number one, that's Lil Duval, man. If you don't know what Lil Duval is, he's gonna say what he feels. You feel me?
I don't be knowing them. Like I don't.
Wait, say it again. Say it again.
I say the funny part to me is they be offended by me, and I don't even be knowing them. Like they just be mad. Like it's like, how you offended by somebody you don't even know? You really telling on yourself. My jokes bring out your insecurities. That's what. True. Because if you wasn't insecure, it wouldn't even bother you.
And you said it too. You're like, yo, it's called social media, not personal media. I like that. That's facts.
Real. It's called social media. Well, not with that. I was talking about how people like they overshare online and they feel like they have to talk and try to show things, but they don't understand. And they look at people like me and like, well, you do it all the time. I say, no, I don't. I'm social on there, but I'm not personal. Like, you don't really
Right.
know life. You know what I show you. You know what the entertaining part of what I see. But when it comes to personal stuff, people like to spill that on there, and they don't like what comes with that. And to me, social media, you gotta treat it like the ocean. Like the ocean, the most powerful thing on earth, and you gotta respect it. And you got the same thing with social media. You gotta respect it. You gotta understand what you're playing with, and I understand it. That's why.
That's a big fact. That's a fact. You got to stay afloat out here, man. That's exactly what you're doing. What I was surprised at is that this is really your first special that you dropped, like first real stand-up special, living my best life, right?
Right.
Like, why now out of your 20, plus year career, however long it's been, right? It's been very long. You've been out here doing your thing. That now was the time to put not only put yourself out there in your own joint, but you're also putting other people on right now as well.
Right. I mean, well, for one, I mean, I always thought when you do a special, it had to be special, and then two, in the climate of the comedy, I felt like it was evolving to something else. So I feel like it was smarter for me to put my energy into other aspects of comedy and making it evolve and being at the forefront of that. And because I knew I can always do a special. And then I look at greats like Bernie Mac, like as great as he is, we never seen really a real special from him. So I knew that you could still be great without doing the special. So and then on the third, it was just the time. You know what I'm saying? Everything came full circle. So I was like, all right, it's time to drop a special. So that's what I did, because the special is from the forefront, because I felt like most specials are just straight stand-up, but that ain't what comedy is now. If you look at Wild 'N Out and look at most of the new Jacks that coming up now, they're not just doing just stand-up, they're doing it all. And that's what this special shows. So it's special.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good point too, because I think back to like the HBO days, like late 90s, early 2000s, where people would drop, like your Chris Rocks and all these different comedians. It meant something when they dropped that special, you feel me?
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, no, go.
No, you're right, because now you catch that shit on Netflix when you about to go to bed or something. You know what I'm saying? So ain't too much special when you about to go to bed or right before you nut. You know what I'm saying? So right after you sleep. So ain't nothing special. So I mean, but people still get it. It's just how people digest it. So I understand how people digest entertainment or comedy as a whole. So I move with the people more than so with the industry. And that's
right. And you think about it, not too many people do that. I feel like yourself just modeling this special that way. Like you said, there's different forms of comedy today. It's not just the stand-up, right? And also say like Dave Chappelle, even though he does stand-up, he's releasing it in dope ways. Like he dropped that whole joint for George Floyd straight on like IG story. You never seen that.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. He's evolving, and he's pushing. Not only is he doing stand-up, he's still evolving and pushing into another level from what he see in today's industry. So that's how you do it. That was a perfect example. I'm glad you used him for that analogy.
Absolutely, man.
The stand-up part of it, they don't see that part, what he's doing with that, as far as just dropping something on YouTube just out of nowhere.
Yeah, I think it's more just understanding the time that we in, man. Like you could be, you know how it is. It's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. You feel me? So even if that is your bread and butter, if you can find a way to get it out to the people the way that makes sense now, you're winning.
Just imagine me. I'm 44 years. Well, I'll be 44 in June, and everybody
Blessings.
is not really even. They just understanding what social media is. But so just imagine me coming up and trying to explain it to them. You get what I'm saying? So it's more difficult for me to get them to digest, because we as people, we're stuck in the ways that we're taught instead of evolving into making it. You know what I'm saying? So it's real hard, but look where I am now, just for sticking to it.
We here now, staying consistent, doing what you got to do, living my best life. Well, also the dope thing about it, all black, man. Talk to me about all black, because you could have dropped it anywhere. This incredible, just literally all black, man. Black owned.
Johnson, that's the guy that used to own BET. He owned this network. This is new network, and I mean, I've always done it for my people. I've never been the one to try to appease the white. I don't push against white people, but I've never been one to chase it. So I've always been for my people. So this is just another thing to it, just to do something for my people first, and then we're gonna go to the next level, you know. But first, I got to come show my people love. Then we go, so they can't shit on me like, you don't always do this. No, nigga, I was here first. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing.
So listen, I'm showing love over here. Also, you got Breach on there. You got G-Thang on there.
So when you see it on Netflix or something and say I didn't come to the black people, you goddamn lie. Okay.
If you was paying attention, I put it on there like a month before. What are y'all talking about, right? But yeah, also like I was saying, I really mess with the fact that you were in a place right now that you could also put others on. You know what I mean? You got G-Thang on there, you got Breach on there. Like, was that a really important thing for you to make sure that you put them on this special as well?
It is. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. That's the whole thing. You want to do this to I mean, I done everything, so now I get a kick out of seeing other people do things. Like, I ain't got too many. I don't know what else left for me to do. So maybe get a Grammy. That's my thing. I want to get a Grammy, but outside of that, I don't. And the only reason I want a Grammy is just to talk shit and ride around the neighborhood and show that I did it.
That's the realest right there. And so with all that together, you planning everything, putting it together in a dope way, getting all of them together. What was the creation process of it? How long did it take? You know, we was in a pandemic. Was it through that whole process?
No, we did this special. This special is a collective things of my tour that I did, Living My Best Life tour, right before the pandemic hit. I went on tour. I did like a 40, 50 city tour the year before last, with me, Jay Skeet, Nara hosting, and a couple other people, and I took it on tour. So what I did, I took the tour and put it on and recorded it, and this is what y'all gonna see.
Super fire, super fire. So it's 2021. You got this joint dropping. What else can we expect from Lil Duval? Like we said, you in the studio right now working on something.
Yeah, some music. You know, I got some music. I'm finna put out some more music. You know, I've been putting out music here and there, just dropping in there, just putting out ecosystem music. That's what I call it. My ecosystem music. So that's what I'm doing now.
Wait, why you call it that?
Ecosystem, because that's what I'm making the world better. That's what I do. I got ecosystem vibes. I get the world right. You know, it's just like everything else. Certain things you do to keep it right, like the ocean. The ocean and with the coral reefs and stuff, everything is there for a reason. So if you move anything, it fucks the whole ecosystem up. So I'm here to make sure the ecosystem right. Oh, that was a good analogy. I just fucked up that. Ooh. Yeah,
clipping that. I'm gonna send that to you, so you know what I mean. You can do what you want. I'm gonna send that to you ASAP. So yeah, so you're making the ecosystem music. What about touring, man? Everything's starting to open back up. You looking at any dates or anything like that? I was just talking to Donnell Rollins. He said he's traveling.
That corona ain't stopped me. I've been touring. It ain't stopped. I go to Salt Lake City Friday, so it's been going on, man. People still want to laugh, you know. So I've just been making people laugh, so it don't stop. I've been touring for 22 years.
He said, ain't nothing gonna stop that. You are nothing.
Yeah. I mean, no, last year did stop it. Like last year, I stopped for like 3-4 months, and that was the longest I ever not been on stage in 20-some years. So, but outside of that, since about May, I've been on the road nonstop.
But the dope thing about that too is, like, I've spoken with plenty of people during this whole segment that we have, right? And I always bring up the fact, like, how did that COVID situation affect the creativity? And for you, it looks like it didn't even affect you. It was a little bump in the road, like you said. You couldn't go out for like 2-3 months, but you still stayed active.
2-3 weeks. I ain't stay no
2-3 weeks. Pardon me. I'm like, he said, get it right. Don't play me.
Fuck that, nigga. I said when I saw them niggas at that house party in Chicago, I said I'm gonna give them 2 weeks. If I'm going out.
Yo, when they were like this in there, I was like, nah, that's not looking too good.
Them ain't nobody die. Nigga, I was outside ever since.
Yeah, you said that before. It's like, yo, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. We still here. I'm gonna still get the bag.
Hey man, it is what it is. If it was as bad as they said it wasn't nothing we could do to stop it. That's why I was like, nigga, if we gonna die if it's as bad as they said it was. So, you know. And plus, I've already even before the pandemic, I kind of moved that type of way anyway. Like I wasn't like close around people like that no way. So it wasn't that hard of a transition for me. And I used to wear masks before that anyway, because I used to like go out and wanted to be low key. So wearing a mask wasn't that different for me neither.
That's 42, man. See, but that's what I'm talking about. 2021. We got Lil Duval in the building. Now, before we go, you already know, man. I gotta pick your brain about this whole Urban Maya Tim Tebow situation, man. What you thinking with this circus going on right now in Jacksonville?
He did that for religious reasons.
Talk to me.
Tebow for religious reasons, but you atheists wouldn't understand that. They won't. Man, you can't go wrong with God on your side.
That's a fact. I told people, I was like, yo, say he doesn't even play, man. Just make him like the motivational coordinator.
He gonna give the prayer right before every game, man. We need him. We need Tim Tebow in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name, amen. That's what we talking about, man. Once again, Lil Duval, thank you for stopping by, man, right here on the beat, my brother, man. We appreciate you, giving you your flowers and all that, and really looking forward to everything you got going on right now. Go stream that right now, y'all. Matter of fact, now that you're watching this, listening to this, go stream that Living My Best Life, all right? All Black. Where else can they find it right now?
Pay-per-view right now. Go check it out.
Go stream that up, man. He just said how he's shaking the game up. Y'all need to see it in person. You heard?
Love, man. We in this together. Stay the
That's it. And go buy the merch too, man. Go to his page. Yeah. What's your website? Tell him.
Richbroke.com. Richbroke.com. Get that.
Go cop up right now. Go get what you need, man. Support the homie, because that's how we doing in 2021. All right, Lil Duval in the building, my brother. Appreciate you again, man. For real.
Yeah, man.
All right, we out of here. You are?
All right, man. Appreciate it, homie.